We're here at Valley Brewing in downtown Drumheller, Alberta. We just finished round 2 of the Canadian Motocross Nationals. Look what I've got here. I got Jared Stock. We dusted him off. He came out, raced the 450 class on his off-road bike.
Yeah.
First of all, Jared, thank you very much for hanging out and doing this. We're going to talk about a 3 15-minute moto format. You raced it, you had a good time out there. Let's first of all, when we first got there this morning, I think the concern was the track, the conditions, how it was going to play out. Was it going to get dusty? Was it going to be one line? But I think all in all, I think most people would agree by the end of the day, it got a lot better. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, basically the same thing. Like, we heard yesterday as well. We watched the amateur day. It was, really concrete, one line. It kind of had some people concerned of that maybe forming the same way. And by the end of the day today, there was multiple lines. It was still hard packed in some sections. It made it really technical, really rough. But the lines opened up a little bit more, and I think all in all, by the end of the day, I was, doing some laps, and I thought, this is actually pretty good.
Right, and I thought guys like off-road guys like you and Tyler Medallia, of course, I thought maybe you'd be able to benefit from some of the, without berms and stuff like that, you kind of really hold your speed and roll from some of those sweepers. I kind of thought your off-road skills might come in handy there. Do you think that did?
Yeah, I think by the end of the moto, because there was more concrete entrances, and I was the only one in my group of people that I was racing against, that, people were looking at those big sweeping lines, and I could shave off 15 feet by having nice roll speed to the concrete. And it is blue groove concrete, but if you're used to it, and you run certain tire pressures or dips, you can actually get pretty good traction on that stuff. So it was pretty fun.
Right, I know, like you mentioned the day before on the amateur day, people were kind of concerned what it was going to look like the next day. And I was assured by the guys, Ryan included over here, we're trying to drag him in here. We got a club guy here. But and Brad Peaks, who they said they've done this a lot. They've done it for many years. They know how they're going to put it together. They're going to dig it up. They're going to get the water in it. We were all concerned, but it worked out fine. I mean, and also. The past couple of years, unfortunately, we've been stuck in Ontario and, not being able to come out here. This kind of a track makes it a true national championship. You've got to know how to ride this kind of stuff.
There's a little bit of everything involved. Yeah, it was really technical, and I think the guys and gals, the people there, did enough work to get it to where it needed to be. So, yeah, it was really difficult, different, and I think it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. And it was nice that the guy announcing actually mentioned that lots of cars there. He's never seen that many cars there, so people came out to watch it. The weather was good. We got some rain. You could see it coming, that's for sure, in the sky here. But we got some rain now, but it held off. The breeze wasn't too bad. I mean, it didn't give the guys too many troubles, I don't think, because there's some big jumps. Let's talk about some of the racing here, for sure. Round 2, so a couple things. We'll talk about the 250 class here first. But again, it was 3 moto formats, so it's kind of tough to talk about individual things. I don't want to get too caught up. We'll be here all night, of course. But just a couple of things that stood out here. I want to say, first off, I was impressed by number 44, Zach Eufemzev. Unfortunately, he had a flat tire late in that one. He was in battles. There were some really good battles. I don't know, obviously you're getting ready to race the 450 class, but I'm not sure if you had a chance to watch. But aside from the top guys that we were going to talk about, of course, there were some amazing battles in the back, like 4 riders just going bar to bar the whole time. He was in one of them.
Nice. Yeah, there was actually tons that I got to watch the first usually 3-4 laps, and then it was prepping for my moto. But I just noticed same thing deep in the field. There was lots of people battling, and it was good to see. And I think again the track conditions may have even led to that. A lot more battling, tightening up everybody with the track conditions. People not being used to it, so it was good.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, we're just going to talk about basically kind of the top 10 here and some of the other things that stood out. Tough day for young Dylan Brempel, number 138. Ended up 16th overall. Had some troubles, went down, crashed a couple times. He was dead last in the second turn in the second moto. Then had troubles in the third one as well. So he had a rough day. Ended up 16th, going 5, 17, 22. So he's going to want to put that one behind him. Obviously, the kid's a top 5 rider and stuff like that. So a tough day for him for sure. Moving into the top 10, Taryn Gerber, 9, 12, 11. He's one of those guys that was in these big groups. Like he was in a big group. He was fighting with Wyatt Kerr, who went 7.99. He was fighting with Jeremy Mackay, 8.88. Very, just take those 3s together and make 8s. He was 8.88. Good to see him up in the top 10 there. Another one, did you see Julian Bennett? I mean, he had some great rides out there as well. He was up there battling right at the front there, a couple of them. And then went back. He ended up 7th with 11.56 motos. Going into this one, we talked about kind of things to look for. I'll put it up on the site there. Marco Canel's hands were just hamburgers. Like his calluses were bad. And he was pretty rough. They were like a dark, almost a burgundy red kind of thing. This morning, I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to talk because as soon as the races ended, it just started pouring. So we weren't able to go around and do the interviews like we normally would. But 10.65, he was in the battle. I know he wants to be at the front. Yeah, what do you think, Marco? This is kind of his year to kind of do it, huh?
Yeah, I think I've been away from the moto a little bit, but that's a name that I've seen in the last few years, just in getting more and more, and some confidence there. I think helping them get into that top 5 more consistently for sure.
Yeah, another guy I was impressed with too, number 14, Quinn Amiot had a good day too. Again, I wish I could kind of show you, and I will do. I'll have a recap video up of all 3 of each class motos, kind of capturing most of these battles. But Quinn was like wheel to wheel with the guys. They were a bit behind. Obviously, the top 3 guys were kind of gone, but he looked really good. I was impressed with Quinn today.
Yeah.
6.77.
For Quinn too, I've gotten to know him a little bit. Came in arena cross in Alberta racing.
Right.
He was racing a race a couple weeks ago in Alberta, and it's good because he was mentioning how much the hard pack is so different from what he has ridden and trained on all winter for. So for him to be versatile and makes the changes he needed to get there, that's wicked to see.
Yeah, for sure. And then 4th, I didn't get a chance to speak with Ryder McNabb, but 4.34, he was just off the pace. He was kind of moving up into 1, and then just couldn't quite close the gap with the guy. So I'm sure he's not happy about that because he had the red plate going in. I mean, he was a guy that's obviously one of the favorites to win this title. Off day for him. And then breaking into the top 3, very impressive rise with all 3 of these guys. I mean, they did manage to separate themselves. I'm most, I think, impressed right now with Sebastian Racine. Not that I should be surprised, but I am. I mean, he is factor KTM, but boy, he's making, he's doing very well.
Yeah, that was again another name that I've been gone long enough that I wasn't really familiar with, but I'd seen the announcement when he got his ride.
You probably saw him on number 2 on like a 65.
Yeah, for sure. And that's happened. I was actually mentioning to Courtney that a lot of these top 10 people were kids when I was racing the pro national circuit. So I was really pumped. He looked really comfortable today in that 3rd position.
For sure, he looked great last week. He came back and looked great again this week. He's up there battling with the top, the top 2 guys up there. So finishing 2nd, going 2.21. He was leading the first moto and then down. If you didn't watch the broadcast, you need to go back on Ride TV and check it out, because I mean the 250 racing between Jake Piccolo and Mitchell Harrison was just incredible. I mean, these guys went back and forth. I was talking to Mitchell. I did do an interview with Mitchell, and he said he was actually revving the motor behind him. So he goes, whatever, just mental games. I'm sure Jake would have done the same thing, kind of thing, right? But they traded back and forth, right together at the finish line on a couple of them. I know in the last one, Mitchell didn't have to win it. He knew he had to win, so he kind of backed off a little bit. He was keeping an eye on where Sebastian Racine was in 3rd, but 1.12 for Mitchell Harrison. Says he loves it here too. Did you hear his podium speech?
No.
You're down the line.
Yeah, I missed it.
Actually, you guys were actually, I think, doing your sight lap when they were talking up there. But he's loving it. I looked down there, like, it must have been 10 kids all kind of hanging out in there and stuff like that. They're all just kind of hanging out. They just love him. So he's happy here. He's fitting in. 1.12 for that overall. So it's that was incredible battles. But like I say, I did some videos, so I'm going to put up I'll get that together and kind of show you kind of a little bit of a highlight from the day. But incredible racing. So anything else in the 250s? I guess that's.
No, that's basically it. I saw those 2 back and forth, little cat and mouse all day long. So yeah, no, it's good racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the best I've seen in a long time.
Yeah,
That's absolutely true. And now we'll have a quick intermission. I think we promised some beer.
Oh, right.
We'll play some intermission. Chili Dilly. How old am I talking about Chili Dillies?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, man.
You guys let me know what you want.
Yeah, we won't get in trouble for having a beer on camera. We gotta advertise your beer here. We appreciate you letting us hang out in here.
Anything.
At Valley Brewing.
I'll do a salad.
I came by last night, you guys, and this place was happening.
Yeah.
All right, so at least I'm going to stop there. I'm not sorry, I don't want to spend too much time talking. You bring whatever you would suggest, and I'm sure we're going to love it. But let's move over to the 450 class while he's grabbing us our flights here. Unfortunately, we have to start off on a sour note. We all want to wish Brock Littner the best. He went down hard. He got taken away to the hospital, so I think he's in Calgary by now. Obviously, he's in Calgary by now. So we're thinking about you, Brock, and going to come see you this week. So we're hoping he's doing as good as can be. Let's talk about the top 10 again in the 450 class.
Top 13.
I'm sorry, top 13. 13. This gentleman here, the 732, I was watching your fuel level the whole time.
Yeah, I was monitoring that as well. I had plenty of fuel to finish the day, but you can't see it sometimes when you top it up all day. Didn't need to, but we did.
He's on enduro, you can see his fuel is what I'm saying.
Yeah, oh yeah, right. Isn't that normal for everybody? Nobody's got clear good tanks. It's the way to go. If you haven't tried it, you should definitely.
You think? Yeah, okay.
good.
All right, so I didn't talk about, I know you're out there, talk about some of your battles. Who were you fighting with? I know you said you made lots of passes. I can see the rash.
Yeah, I got bruises. I haven't.
Bruises?
This is why I quit racing motocross. Was for bruises. I forgot about it. I'd rather hit a tree every day of the week, to be honest. But no, it was good. I had some cobwebs to get off for a national. That pace, especially with the 50-minute moto format, I was not.
Oh yeah, that's right. You won 40 plus 2 or something.
I was training for 40-minute motos. I was ready to roll, and I almost backed out of this whole deal when I heard about the 15-minute. I'm like, but gate drops, fitness, I was in. So I was in that 12 to actually I think I was even in some 10s in a couple motos
Yeah, you passed some guys that are doing the whole series. I know that. I was watching. I was like, oh look at that, man, you can pass this. That's good.
There was the whole Manitoba crew there. I don't know everybody's name anymore, but it was good. It was fun. Made some passes, got past. First moto was a little fatigued, but I went 13, 14, 12, and I was just feeling better throughout the day, and that was fun. I was happy I did it.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what the highlight of my day was? Standing there with your mom and Brent and Lauren Allison.
Oh yeah, I didn't even get to see them.
I didn't see your dad. Apparently he was riding the bike up or something?
Yeah, my dad's riding the bike, but I didn't see the Allisons.
Yeah, they were there, yeah. So I mean, that was amazing to see. And funny, we were just talking about last night, it's like so many families have come and gone. And that was one that we always talk about, the Allisons, time at their farm and everything amazing. So it was great to see them, great to see your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool back to the races. It brought back some cool memories.
Right on.
Another unfortunate thing we're going to talk about is Jess Pettis, unfortunately, in that first one. Coming around, I think it was the first moto, all of a sudden there was a yellow flag. We're like, what happened to Jess? Apparently he rode off and he went to the hospital, and it sounds like it's a right elbow issue. I don't know the actual results, but hopefully it's just a bad bruise. But yeah, so that's unfortunate for Jess Pettis. He's out. And the guy who saw him there was in the hospital was Daniel Elmore. Unfortunately, he looked so good last week. Showed everybody what he can do, and he was happy about that, and now he's not sure if he's going to continue because he separated his left shoulder. I think he said he did it twice last year too, so he's not sure how long it's going to take. But Daniel Elmore out, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait and see, because his younger brother is racing intermediate, may want to go east with the series, but we'll see about that. Heal up, Daniel. I guess I want to talk about Troy Horbati too. I don't know if you know that name. He actually finished second in the Amsoil Snowcross right behind Kirschmeyer, and just ahead of Yannick Boucher. So cool to see the snowcross kid out there in the 20th.
Yeah, I was battling with him.
Oh, we're battling with his brown bike.
Yeah, his brown cowie. Yeah,
brown cow.
Yeah, exactly. He was going good. I think he hurt his hand in the last moto there, so he had some issues. But yeah, it was fun. Great battle.
All right, now we talked about the gentleman in the 13th.
Yeah.
The 732. Nobody's taking your number. Nobody's jumping on the 732.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's a great number. Nobody steal it. But.
And I know that we always kind of joke with Parker Eels that he's, no matter what happens, he ends up on his own. Well, this time he got to get some company because he was down. He was dead last in that last one. He came back all the way to 13th. He was alone in the first one for 10. 10, 10, 13 for 11. Just missed the top 10 for Parker Eels. I thought it was kind of fun to see him actually with other riders. So often he just ends up in that no man's land. So 11.
He passed me in both motos.
Oh, he did, yeah.
And in the last moto, I knew he was coming up behind me right on the finish line, and I took the outside line because I wanted to give him the points because he's doing the full series, I imagine.
That was nice of him.
Yeah, but then he just wadded up. And then I ended up beating him. So sorry, I meant to let you go, but okay. Right, good. I like the style.
Oh, we're ready. Look at this. Oh, this is great. And in 10th, breaking the top 10 was number 170, Josh Gedak. Look at this. Now this makes sense. Welcome to Valley Brewing, Drumheller.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to try first? I don't know. I'm not even going to look at it. You folks tell me what I'm having. It's a light one. I know that. It's a light lager, I'm guessing.
Probably lager. I'm doing the coffee one because these are my favorites.
Was that this? Oh, cheers. Cheers, Jeff.
Sorry, I missed you.
Yeah, me too. I did that.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Wow.
But 12, 11, 10, breaking the top 10, Josh Gedak.
Oh, Josh.
Right?
He's riding fantastic. I've been riding with him back home, or not home. Used to live in Calgary when I've been in Calgary on weekends. And again, he was a young guy when I was coming up through it, and he's riding incredible right now. Really smooth, good technical line.
Did you see him on the track today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He passed me, I think, in every moto as well.
You get good starts apparently.
That's all I was going for today. If I could get a start, and it's funny because I lined up on the farthest outside gate every time because I didn't want to get in the first 1 or 5 left.
Right.
I'm trying to stay healthy from France, so I'm like, But
ISTE.
getting good starts, and funny enough, every time I hit rail the outside, and Tyler would get me every time. Boom.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I knew I was getting good starts, so we're good.
Nice, and ninth place, shouldn't have been in ninth, should have been up higher than that.
Yeah.
577, Felix Lopez. They did a 2-minute hold at the start of the first one, couldn't get it going. It turns out, I was talking to Julian, the owner of the Partzilla PRMX team there, said it was a fuel pump issue. He did get out there, ended up 29th, so he got out there and put in some laps. Yeah, he made some passes too, actually.
Yeah.
Caught some guys. Then he went 7.5. Again, it's some great battles out there. I mean, he's Wesson, Rosina, and those guys in that spot, just behind the leaders. That's going to be fun to watch all year, so be sure you check that out for sure. Did you see him go by?
He blew by me at when he got his bike going again and came out for that first moto. Was it first moto that he
First moto, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, that's some speed going. So yeah.
He was unlapping himself,
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, and then he drove by himself here. We got T. Parrott there,
Yep.
number 61, 899, ended up alone. He looked solid, looked good. You must know.
Yeah,
with
T,
him, sure.
yeah, T again, him and Josh had some wicked battles back home when we were in Calgary. And he's another guy that's just excelled incredibly in the last 5 years, and riding really strong, looks strong on the bike. So yeah, he's riding well as well. We got a funny thing every time. I'm not in the moto scene that much, so if he wants by, he says my name just so politely when I'm by.
Oh, you hear him say it politely?
Yeah, go by, man. It's fun. Fuck yeah.
See, I knew it'd be great having you on here on some of this stuff. That's awesome. And then Tanner Ward is it again. He was in some great battles too. He was fighting with. I think he was fighting with. I believe he was fighting with Chris.
Okay.
He was fighting with Felix as well, and Wesson Rosina. But he went 7.87 for 7th. So Tanner, he wants to make that kind of bridge that gap. He's kind of getting left by the top guys, but then there's that little group of guys that are kind of interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't know if you're looking around when you're out there, but.
A little bit. I didn't see the top 7 guys. I didn't see any of them.
No, okay, well, okay, and then I had him finish again, 6.68. Again, I got these guys bracketed because they were some good racing. Weston Rosina, I'm really impressed with Weston Rosina's riding too.
Yeah. Yeah, again, that's a guy I wasn't familiar with. And
No, really, you missed Weston then.
yeah, I did. I mean, he kind of came on like pretty much the year. He was there. I think when I was in Walton, he was like, the last time I was in Walton, maybe he was on like 150.
Oh, okay, yeah, he did definitely at his time on 150 Hondas.
Yeah. So, I'm old.
It's still not great though, we should see this.
It is. I just get rid of him.
All right, and then just ahead of him again in those great battles, Chris Blackburn, 5.56. He was kind of in that group, then he kind of would fall off a little bit, then he'd close up it again. He was, again, the top guys are just a little bit above them, but there's a lot of good racing, as Greg Poisson always says, the 5 to 8 guys, lots of good battling in there. So he ended up 5th, 5.56, so good for him. He loves it here too, I think,
cool.
and the people love him too. He's a super nice kid, so
Nice.
certainly check him out. And then local boy just came back from racing in the States, Keelan Meston, the only guy that we could find who's raced here before.
Yeah.
But he went 4.44, and man, was he in some good battles too.
Nice. Yeah, it's good to see you.
You wouldn't have seen that, but I think it was the second one. Him and Moffmeyer, that wheel to wheel at the end. It was amazing. Yeah, really, really good battles.
Yeah.
And then mentioning Sean. Sean went 3.32, coming back after a dislocated shoulder from last week. So he is a guy that rides this kind of dirt very well. What's the dirt called, guys?
Oh, it's horrible. Midnight clay. No, yeah.
What is it?
Midnight clay.
Gumbo.
Or
It
gumbo.
looks good, but it's not good.
But he's a guy that rides from Saskatchewan. We kind of knew he'd be good on this kind of dirt. He was. It goes from the gumbo to the hard. But he did well, 3.32, so good for him. Rounding up the podium there in third. And the guy who just won't quit, 2.23 for Tyler Medallia, gets out great starts. And you just mentioned taking away the front end.
Yeah, that was my goal. I just had to get in there.
But he held off Dylan Wright for a while.
Yeah.
Battling. And talking with him afterwards, he's like, yeah, he's happy with how he's doing, but he wants, he wants to win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can see it in him.
Yeah.
He's ready, and his confidence, even like I've only known him for a year or so, but his confidence is in my opinion.
Again, ISTE connection.
Yeah, we raced together at 6 days, and even at that, a world class level, you can see him wanting to be number one in that stuff. So I can see it transferring over to this stuff, him wanting that number one for sure, and he'll definitely be there.
Right, yeah, he's looking forward to some of the other tracks too. I mean, I don't think many of the guys have seen the Pilot Mountain either, so only some local guys will have seen the next week's track. So that's going to be interesting as well. And going 1.11, he passed one of the motors, he passed 6 guys in the first lap. I'm writing it down, what they went off the start and everything, and I'm like, oh wow, he's got some work to do. Came out again, Dylan right up front. So went 1-1-1. It's one of those things too. It's like, we're all making these, oh no, it's gonna be hard pack. It's a little bit tighter tracks, fast in sections. Well, the fast guys go fast, right?
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? I mean, Dylan Wright, gonna be tough to beat him for sure.
Definitely.
So congratulations to him for going 1-1-1. Pretty good stranglehold on the title heading into round 3.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, I mean, what else? That's both classes. We're heading to Pilot Mountain, Manitoba next week. We're sitting here at Valley Brewing, enjoying a tasty beverage. Thank you very much to the guys.
Yeah.
Opening up, letting us in here, and of course the sun's out again now. But also thank you very much to FXR, the gang over there, FXR Moto, for getting behind us, helping us out, and getting us to the races and doing these fun little recaps.
Yeah.
Well, I can be there by myself next week. You gonna come to Manitoba?
No.
Come on.
I have an off-road race to do.
Oh, okay.
Yep. If it doesn't rain 100 mils like it's supposed to, we'll be racing in the woods.
Excellent. All right, well, I'm Billy Rainford. Thank you very much to Jared Stock for stopping in and doing the racing and having some fun here with us.
Absolutely.
Having a tasty beverage here. Thank you very much, you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back in next week. Thank you.